Good morning, Diane here with my retirement vlog. Do you ever have to wait somewhere? I dropped my dog off this morning for grooming. I dropped him off at about 8:15. It usually takes about 3 to 4 hours. There was only one dog in the place when I dropped him off, so I thought it would go a little quicker today. I'm sitting in my car waiting. I didn't wait the entire time, of course. I'm gonna open the window for a little air. It's getting warm out. I'm on the highway at a Dunkin' Donuts. There's a Dunkin' Donuts right behind me. You really can't see it from this angle. There's some hip-hop music. No, it's not hip-hop. Anyhow, I think I'll close one window because it's getting a little crowded. Yeah, I'm waiting for my dog. What happened was this. I dropped off my dog. I went back home. I started cleaning the kitchen. Because once I finish the kitchen chores, I usually can do what I want during the day. Plan out what I'm going to cook. And that's about it. So my husband built me a new ironing board. Well, it's not really a top. An ironing top that I happen to have this little metal thing on rolling wheels that was one of those laundry, like a laundry, 2 laundry baskets with an ironing board on top. A little laundry center for in your laundry room. I got it at Salvation Army many years ago, and I've worn out the ironing board. It kind of went, it wasn't really wood, it was kind of like cardboard wood. It's kind of like this now. And so I asked Dennis to fix it for me. And what he did was he put a new piece of wood, and rather than making it long and skinny on the end, I don't really use it for ironing clothes. I just use it for pressing blocks when I'm quilting. So Dennis built me just a wooden top. And I'm trying to save, well, so I decided that's what I was going to work on this morning. So I cleaned up my kitchen, and then I moved out my sewing machines from the other side of the kitchen where I keep a couple of sewing machine tables, and I mopped all that out. Then my dad came over, and he gave me a call first, and he said he thinks there's something wrong with his prescription he got yesterday because he has to take some drops for glaucoma. And there's something wrong with his phone. There's usually something wrong with his phone every day, so I expect that. So he said, can I come over? I said, sure. It's the first time he's called first. I'm so glad he called because I might have been out. So he came over. We straightened out the phone. We straightened out what the prescription is. It's only 2.5 milliliters, which is a half a teaspoon. They gave him a half a teaspoon of liquid in this little bottle. He thought it had leaked out, and I said no. And the only reason I know what 2.5 milliliters are is because I had to give my dog 5 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide last week because he ate something and we had to induce vomiting. Well, anyway, that dog teaches me a lot. Yep. So anyway, got my dad straightened out. I said, just use the drops. And when they run out, you get a refill. He's got to go back in a month anyway. And the measurement was right, and it's for what it is. So then we started into a big discussion of, he doesn't believe he has glaucoma now. Why did I make him go to that eye doctor? I wish I had never gone to that eye doctor. I go, whoa, wait a minute. First of all, they found something. Well, I think he started going there 2 years ago when he had to get his license renewed. And then he went again this year because when he over age, I don't know, 70 or 80, there must be 80. You have to go every 2 years. He's 89 years old, going to be 90 in September. So the last maybe 6 months ago when he went, they found like the beginning of glaucoma. So they said, we're going to watch it, come back in 6 months. Came back in 6 months. They said it wasn't any worse, but now they want to treat him with some drops because but here's his story. First they told me it was in this eye. Then the next time I went, they told me it was in this eye. Now they're telling me it's some measurement in this eye and some measurement in that eye. 40 and 80 or something. 80's okay, but it can't go over 80. So now they're giving me drops to put in my eyes once a day when I go to bed. And she told me if I keep going to them and take my drops, I won't go blind. I said, sounds like a fair deal to me. And so now he doesn't want to take the drops. Too much trouble. It's hard to get one drop in your eye. I go, so if you use up your prescription more quickly, just go buy another one. You've got 5 refills and you're going to see her in a month. So that was the big controversy this morning, is that he really doesn't have glaucoma. He doesn't feel a thing. I said, I don't think you're supposed to feel a thing. It's got something to do with a nerve in your eye. Just do what they say. Nope. I said, well, if you don't believe them, get a second opinion. Will I have to pay, or will my Medicare cover it? I go, it may not cover it because you've already gone for a checkup and got a diagnosis. I don't know if they cover the second opinion. If you want me to check, I will. He goes, no, we'll wait 1 month. So hopefully he's going to use the drops. So that's a lot of my day, is trying to convince my father to either listen to the doctor he goes to or go to another one. But he kind of blames me for sending them there, like they're no good. And they're right in Woonsocket, the town we live in. I wanted him to go to my optometrist, which was in Cumberland, which is like not even maybe 6 miles down the road from where he went. Same road? Same right turn? No, he wouldn't go there. He goes, well, you said you couldn't get an appointment right away. I said, well, I couldn't get you an appointment for the day when it wasn't an emergency, when you just wanted an eye exam, but we could have gotten you an appointment, and then but this is all I do. This is what I do. This is like defending myself against what's going on with my dad. Oh, it gets hard. It gets kind of hard because something's going on in his brain that's making him think like this. Aging does it, I know. And I want him to have the best care, and I want him to be looked after, and that's what I try to do. But he's distrustful. If you asked him, do you think your daughter is steering you wrong? He wouldn't say I am. But when it's one-on-one with us, it's like, you made me go there. I said, Dad, no one can make you do anything you don't want to do. So that was this morning's controversy. In the meantime, back to my ironing board thing. I wanted to fix up this ironing board. I want to line it with plastic, which I already have some clear plastic that I'm going to put on the wood to preserve it. Because, ever see what an ironing board looks like? After you use it a lot and take the cover off, oh my word. It's not pretty. I'll insert a picture here. Yes, that's the one I'm throwing away. Okay, so I'm going to put plastic on top of this wood. Then I wanted some foam, and then I'll make a cover that can slip over. Because if I were to go buy an ironing board cover that's not the same shape anymore, I could have just cut off the point of the new ironing board cover and put it on. But it's that cheesy foam that I don't like, and it costs $11. And I've got plenty of fabric I can use for a cover. I just needed some foam. So I decided to go get a better quality foam, and the board is 18 inches by 36 inches. So they still hadn't called me for the dog, so I took off to North Providence, or Providence, off Mineral Spring Avenue. There's a store called Lorraine's, and they sell foam. They sell a lot. They sell a lot of sewing supplies and upholstery supplies. And so anyway, I went there, and they happened to have a piece cut 18 by 36, exactly what I needed. So I took that. It was only like $10.50, and I picked up a couple other things because I was there and some fabric caught my eye, and took it all home. Well, actually, I haven't gone back home. I put it in the back of my car, because by the time I was headed down the highway to go back home, it was 11:30. Now 11:30, I said, why should I drive all the way back to my house? And then as soon as I get in, I know that the groomer will call me, and I have to drive the same stretch of highway back to get to the groomer, because I've got a Dunkin' Donuts behind me, and then the groomer's on a road, a country dead-end road, in back of the Dunkin' Donuts. So I said, why don't I, make the curve on the highway, come to the Dunkin' Donuts, have a coffee, and then for sure they're going to call me. Well, right now it is 12:22. It's almost an hour. I've been waiting. I've been amusing myself with my phone and catching up on my email and such things like that. Had two not scam, but two calls, for one for home improvement and one for something else that were just recordings. And I found the best way to foil a recorded message is they say, hello, this is so-and-so from Better Homes by Bob or whatever. How are you today? And I guess they just expect you to say, I'm okay. So I go, I'm well, but how are you today? And because you say something else, it starts the recording over. Then I'm positive it's a recording, and I have no qualms about hanging up on a recording. If it was a real person, I would have been polite and said, oh no, we don't, my husband does all the home improvements or whatever. But because that's what you have to say, well, how are you doing today? And then the recording starts again, and then I put delete, and I just end the call, and I block the message. Had two of those. Did I tell you it's now 12:23, which means I've been sitting here almost an hour, but I've been enjoying my coffee. It's the old Dunkin'. Yep. I think I've only had a third of it because I've been so intense on my phone. But the phone rings, but no groomer. And I'm kind of getting tired of waiting. I'll probably I don't know if I should drive over to the groomer and sit in there for a while, because I always worry that the Dunkin' Donuts people are saying, what the heck is that woman doing in her car, just sitting there, drinking coffee? But I could always say, I'm COVID shy, so I'm drinking in the coffee instead of in your establishment. I suppose I could say that. Well, it's another retirement dilemma. Trying to save gas, save time, save the aggravation of driving up and down 146, Route 146 in Woonsocket. Yeah. No, I'm actually in North Smithfield. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is say goodbye for now, because this has been a long enough rant, I think. And just wonder, do you have these kind of days on your retirement days? I mean, if you're working, you wouldn't be fooling around like this because you wouldn't have the time. But because I have such a flexible schedule, I'm hanging out waiting. I'm hanging out wasting time trying to save time and gas. Yes, well, thanks for tuning in today. Today has been a waiting day. Sometimes when you're retired, you wait a bit. Have a good one. Bye now. So, this is the do-it-yourself project. I got two Sterilite plastic shelving units that fit right into here perfectly, where there used to be bags for dirty laundry. This is a piece of fabric I just prepared to be the new ironing board top. This is the piece of foam I found. I'm lining the wood with some plastic. I've already done that. It's stapled on there. So I'm just going to let that foam rest on the wood, and then I'm going to prepare this fabric and put elastic in it, or maybe a drawstring. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what works best. And that'll be my new ironing board top. Don't you just love do-it-yourself projects? I mean, it's wonderful because it's on wheels. You don't often get ironing boards on wheels. Oh, and this lifts up too. You see, he put in a nice new metal piece to hold it sturdy. Love it. My husband's very talented.